Hey there, everybody. Welcome to a new Blacklist discussion. And this one is one that has been kind of the tip of our tongues, the tip of everybody's tongues ever since that season 8 finale.
Yeah, I even saw a comment about it today here at the YouTube channel talking about could Liz come back? Is her death a setup? Could she be recast as someone else? Could she just Megan Boone maybe come back later? So we're going to talk about all that today.
We've got theories, we've got ideas. Put on your thinking hats, everybody, whatever that may look like. Apparently, ours are invisible.
All our hats here at the channel are invisible except the pirate hat.
Yeah, the pirate.
For all of you out there who remember that video with Captain Kidd.
He be coming back. Okay, he's not coming back right now. But okay, well, before we get into discussing any of this, why not hit that subscribe button? Because every Tuesday, every Friday, we're here talking all about the Blacklist. We have theories, ideas, in addition to some other cool shows we're covering, like Power Book 3.
Yeah.
So hit that button.
Also, make sure that you guys leave us what you want us to talk about with Blacklist. If there's something that we haven't covered here, we still have time this summer. We can always find a way to fit some stuff in. We want to know what you guys want to talk about or hear us talk about here at the channel for the Blacklist.
All right. So the idea of Liz's death being a setup, it is really, really fun. Like, we should just start with that because I understand why everybody wants this to be true.
Of course. I mean, there's a lot of people that really want to see Liz recast and come back as maybe even the woman that played the Serenoid, that she would have reconstructive surgery and that she would still be part of the show. Then there's those of us that just don't want Megan to leave. So we're kind of like, oh, maybe it's a setup. Maybe she'll come back later or something like that. Really, I honestly think that she's probably dead. I mean, Megan is gone from the show, but the biggest clue is just that they did have her life flash before her eyes. And I think if there was any chance that she was still alive, when Debbie was like, oh, Red, we gotta go, he would just scoop her right up and boom, gone, just like he did at the bunker.
It's a big issue with a lot of the different theories that are out there, because if this was, like, let's go down the line that this was a Serenoid, the Serenoid wouldn't have any of these memories, and yes, I know that Liz would be sort of speaking to them and, like, programming their mind and all this, but if their life is flashing before their eyes, I'm pretty sure they would remember, like, their own separate individual life and not Liz's.
Yeah.
The recasting idea, I mean, we've gone over it a little bit in the past. It just feels like it's not the right move to do, because it's basically saying, okay, Megan, these first 8 years of you doing the show, we can just replace you in the blink of an eye. And I know it's feasible within this world, but just because it's feasible doesn't mean it's right or that it's good.
0 out of 10 for me. I am not interested. The woman that played the Serenoid, the person that a lot of people want to see her recast as, she's fine. Like, she was fine for that role, but she's not who I'm looking to as a lead. I've said it before, I'll die on this hill. I just think that Megan and James have a real chemistry that cannot be replicated by just jamming another actress in that spot. It's either Megan or it's done. And for me as well, the way that they ended season 8, it feels like it's done. Like, they may not have wrapped it up in a way that was satisfying to me, but they wrapped it up.
Here's the craziest thing. This is like full tinfoil hat everything right here. But, they can kill Liz and still have Megan show up down the road. And I'm not saying that Megan's going to show up as a different character or anything like that. I'm just saying they could sort of have her in, like, a dream sequence in the series finale or, like, something else like that. So I think we have to buy into the idea that Liz is dead for now, even though we will talk about a lot of ideas to the contrary in this video.
Yeah.
But still have hope that we could see her again.
Yeah, I would like to find a way to see her again, whether it is through a dream or she starts haunting Red as like Harry and Dexter Morgan. Like, who knows? I mean, this is a dark show. Is it possible Reddington is dying? Is it possible the show ends with him dying and reconnecting with Liz? It's possible.
Reddington, I am the ghost of Liz.
All right, but
I-
listen, and nobody wants to see Reddington die. I'm not suggesting that that's the way that it should go. I'm just saying this is the Blacklist, and it's a very dark show.
Yes.
So, are we gonna get him having a happy ending? Probably not, as much as we all would like to see it.
Well, let's get into a couple of the ideas that I know people have out there.
Yeah.
One of them is, of course, maybe Reddington knew that Liz couldn't kill him. Maybe he anticipated that, so he did hire a double, or he just has someone on standby for like emergency surgery. But if that's the case, what you kind of said a minute ago about Dimbe encouraging Reddington to just leave, it kind of invalidates that a little bit.
I agree. If this was like all part of a setup, whoever's watching this to feel like, oh, Liz has done whatever, or, you know, whatever has happened, that no one's going to believe that he's just going to leave her on the street like that.
Yeah, it would be very unbelievable for everything that we've seen. Unless, and this is where we just go into like complete irrationality here, and let's just go crazy.
Yeah.
Unless Reddington is just like, okay, I have to leave to make it look like she's really gone. Dimbe's going with me, and then when we're in our car, we can just like pick up our phone and be like, "Doctor, you need to go to this place and help Liz and me." But it's like that. We're really going down like full fan fiction pin territory at this point.
Yeah, but they've done some weird stuff on this show before. They have faked numerous deaths on this show before in really elaborate ways. And if he really is like, okay, she's not going to be able to do it, or this is a setup, we're going to make it, if she can't do it, we're going to make it look like Liz is dead, so she can go into hiding and she can be protected. No one's going to be looking for her anymore if she's dead.
Yeah, and if she is quote-unquote dead, this would probably be the way that would have to happen, because you would need, it's sort of like how Reddington supposedly wanted to die outside the restaurant, so it would look believable, and Liz could, I guess, ascend to whatever position she needed to. If Liz dies outside the restaurant, it's still believable.
It is, but then, you know, what happens to Agnes? Does she go into hiding too? Does Reddington just take her off her hands? I mean, that's another discussion.
Yeah, like there's all these different, because then there's also the thing, okay, well, like Liz goes into hiding, Agnes goes into hiding, they're still like somehow alive, but, you know, Townsend is dead, Van Dyke is dead. It's like, what are they in hiding from at this point? Like, who is the boogeyman out there that's out to get them?
Yeah, I mean, Townsend probably still has some people that were working for him, but it seems like no one but Van Dyke was really that loyal to him.
That's the big problem. I mean, yeah, I'm sure Reddington could come back in the premiere and be like, yes, the killing machine James is still out there on the run, and we got to make sure that, but then it's just sort of like, okay, well, how invested should we be in the story of killing machine James, who has never been mentioned or brought up on this show at all in 8 years?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's also a problem when it comes to, is the Blacklist just going to be repeating itself time and time and time? Because Liz has already faked her own death on the show before.
Yes, she has. And we have seen sort of the fake deaths on the show a couple of times, and people sort of coming back in as someone else, and imposters everywhere. Like, they do seem to be recycling some of the same ideas over and over again, which why, for me, as much as I don't like it, Liz needs to be dead. They need to, if they don't have Megan, they need to move forward and just let her character be dead.
Yeah, because it's also sort of the thing of what we have learned about Liz, especially in season 8, is that she's very, very stubborn. It's hard for me to really believe that she would be like, okay, I'm going to go into hiding now. I'm going to do exactly what Reddington wants me to do, because she hasn't done that in years.
No, she has. This is the also thing that has been debated a lot, is whether or not she really got answers or not. There's a lot of people out there that feel that she, you know, figured it out. And that was what was flashing before her eyes. But it was never confirmed. And she has figured it out before, where she thought that Reddington was her dad. She was so sure that that was it. And then later she was kind of like, oh, okay, I don't think this is it anymore anyways. So would that be enough for Liz to, oh, I think I figured it out again, and then just go into hiding? I just don't think so. Not from everything we've learned about Liz.
Okay, so this is a very, very tiny argument for why this could be legit, this idea for faking her own death. Shouldn't Reddington have known that Van Dyke was still out there? And by that, I mean, he's a master criminal. He knows all this different stuff, who's dead, who's alive, where they are. Could he have anticipated that Van Dyke was going to come for revenge? Like, couldn't he have found somebody to, like, trail him, to know that he was there, to help commit this sort of fake act to get everybody on board with this idea?
No, I don't know how Van Dyke found them, to be honest. It's really a stretch. Like, I didn't understand it really at the end of season 8. I was kind of like, this feels kind of unbelievable. Like, would she still have a tracker on her everywhere she's going? Like, I just don't think so. It all feels like, how did he know? Who is telling him that he was going to be, at this restaurant, that Liz was going to be there? Did Reddington tip him off somehow? Did Reddington hire him? I've seen that theory out there. They did not explain it well enough for me to feel satisfied that he found them on his own. No.
Okay.
No.
Here's what happened.
No.
Van Dyke is very involved in the New York City restaurateur social circle.
Where's your fan fiction?
Yeah, I'm getting it back out, and they were like, I gotta get my monocle because these are rich people. Mr. Van Dyke, have you heard about the party going on at Reddington's restaurant? Okay, this is...
Oh my goodness.
That is the best I have for all of this, but yes. In the end, the idea of Liz still being out there somehow, it's fun to think about, but it's sort of like, it's like the idea of having your birthday for like a full month out of the year. It's like, it's a wonderful thought. Okay, when has that happened?
At least get a birthday week, so do you.
Yeah, we get birthday weeks.
Your last one was a week and a half.
Oh, I stretched that out as long as I possibly could, but I still it still wasn't a month, and this is the thing. It's a fun thing to think about, but it's not feasible. It just doesn't happen.
It could happen.
Okay, well, let us know in the comments if you think a birthday month could happen, but also, is Liz still somehow alive? And if she is...
what is the purpose?
Yes, give us that. Give us how it could happen. We get your craziest theories. We welcome them with open arms.
Yeah, and for sure, also let us know, like we said at the beginning, is there anything you want to hear us talk about this summer that we haven't covered yet that you really want to have a discussion on?
Yeah, so
leave it in the comments.
Thank you guys very much. Also, check out our coverage of Power Book 3, American Horror Stories, coming later this week, and we'll see you here next time.